Guys, Alex is directing me right now, and I don't like it. He seems to have forgotten who's in charge around here.
Actually scared of how buff I am.
But this week on the pod, you've requested her for a long time. We got her, my friend Tina Friml. She is so, so funny. And happy Disability Pride, everybody. It's been a while since we've done a Disability Pride type episode. We have a great one from a few years ago with Carlene Purcell. You should definitely check that out. But we have one today. But also separately, Tina's just fucking hysterical. And we get into what it's like to, well, we get into a lot of things. We get into dating with a disability and comparing that to dating with queerness. And we also talk about male strippers and how even male strippers for women are influenced by the male gaze and heterosexuality. It's a really, really great discussion. And Lizzy talks about the taint. That's separate, but it's hilarious. And I am coming to DC, Boston, Chicago, Minneapolis. All of those are at a low ticket warning. And then we got Montreal, Halifax, Toronto, Seattle, Atlanta, Asheville, a bunch of dates. A lot of them are close to sold out, if not sold out, ashleygavin.com. And I will also text you when I'm in your city. And then for an extra half hour on this episode and a weekly live stream of my comedy show, patreon.com/WHGS. Thank you guys so much for donating. You know, I say this all the time. You guys keep the pot alive. I can't tell you how grateful I am. And if you don't donate, you're a scum of the earth. Fuck you. Please donate.
I mean, it happened on dates that I thought went well, and we got a drink and chit-chatted, and it was lovely, and, like, we really connect, and then at the bitter end, they say, "You're great. I've never dated someone with a disability. I don't think I can." Straight up. I mean, he was this guy that said that so bluntly. I mean, he was German, so maybe
Yes.
they don't have the best track record at being kind to disabled.
Alex, people love you.
Oh, really?
They're always in the comments being like, please, more Alex.
This is a mystery, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Join the Patreon and you'll get way too much of me. You'll be like, all right, yeah. It was like
you did your clowning class, and I'm so proud of you. You did such a good job.
I did a clowning
You went
class.
to watch the performance?
I did.
I love that.
I also had
That's
no
really
idea.
nice.
Truly, like, because Ashley, I guess, had a spot. I had no idea, though, because I just didn't have my phone on me. So it fully, as far as I could tell, Ashley just, like, shady dipped.
I
Like,
did. I had
she
to
was
go.
there and then just disappeared. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I only heard of your existence afterwards.
Well, right. And then you insulted me. Okay, so here's what happened.
insulted
You did. You did. Because I came in the next day and I said, Alex, you did so well. And then you said, yeah, people said you were there. And I said, oh, they knew who I was? That's so nice. And then you went, no one knows who you are.
I did say that.
Alex.
But they did.
Well, my friends. It was my friends
Oh.
who saw you.
But they're people.
Motherfucker.
They are people.
And they know
No,
who you
doesn't
are.
count.
I know.
Doesn't
We
count.
know.
This is
My
we
God.
went really quickly, really far from Alex. People love you.
Well, okay. Well, I thought that was going to go in my favor, but it didn't.
No, I agree with you. He's, don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an
Yeah.
asshole, Alex.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
Just be like, yeah, everybody was like, oh my God.
Well,
oh, my God, a real
anyway.
comedian was here.
Yes. Yes.
Well, anyway, Tina, thank you so much for being here. Sorry that we put off your introduction so that we
Oh
could.
my no!
Address
I
the
love
clown
it.
in the room.
Honestly, yeah, the clown in the room.
He did such a good job, though. He really did. Yeah.
Wait, so what did it entail? Is it like a recital? Like, did you
Clown recital.
like a recital
My mommy and daddy were there.
Ashley's in the back, like, and smile.
with a camcorder? Just like
I do have it blasting on loop in the living room. Yes, I.
we practiced our like acts so much the day of that it honestly did feel like a clown recital to me at least. But no, it was just like I took a clown class because I'm an open mic comedian, but I'm not a very good. I'm not like a natural performer, and I like struggled with that part on stage. So I just needed like a class to
You need their stage presence.
develop that. And
You had a lot.
I did that basically.
You
did great.
I tried to say as little as possible.
What was your favorite part of clowning? Like,
and,
what's your go-to move?
my go-to move.
His go-to move is flexing.
Yeah, it
Al,
was
you might
flexing.
not be able to tell from here,
Alex,
but
are you
Alex is
ripped?
pretty
I
jacked.
am jacked.
Dude,
Ooh.
he's jacked. I didn't
Do you rock
realize.
climb?
No.
All the people,
Stop trying to fuck Alex.
all the sneaky jacked guys rock climb.
No. I exclusively lift metal. I lift big
Wow.
things.
But I didn't
No.
realize how
Climbing.
jacked you were because I had never seen you shirtless until last night. And
Wait,
I hope
what?
he took his shirt off and he had a weird
During the clown recital?
He had a weird weight. He had a
Okay.
weird one.
he had a weird
Weird.
thong like
Yes,
Banana
one-
hammock?
Yes.
This is like,
Alex!
He kept the shorts on, but
Slut.
the suspenders came up.
Yes.
oh, there was a
Yes.
Of
But
course
your
there was.
dick was in a hammock.
It was, but it wasn't visibly. in the
Honestly, it was sort of
Wow.
disappointing that you like
Didn't take the shorts
you didn't
off.
take the shorts off because
that was
you
my
took,
biggest note. Actually.
you took the
They
shirt
said-
off and we were all like, "That's a ridiculous outfit. We have to see the
Yeah, it's very
rest."
gun in the
Oh my
first
god.
act.
Yes.
Like you think
It was Chekhov's penis.
it's Chekhov's penis.
Take off
How many people
everything
do you
but the
think are gonna get
nose.
everything
No,
but the
everything
nose.
but the nose.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we want. But Alex, first of all, you are jacked.
Well,
You are more jacked than I understood you to be.
You should post a shirtless picture on the Patreon.
You should
No, no, no.
absolutely.
OnlyFans.
For your stage presence.
$25 tier, Alex. This is not negotiable. We are putting Alex's shirtless pic.
HR Jen is missing.
Yeah,
oh,
Jen's,
no.
Jen's gone for a week. There's going to be some banana
really?
hammocks
Pop that
on the
top off.
Yeah, we're an
Jesus
OnlyFans
Christ.
now.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
sorry, we keep talking about Alex stripping and not introducing Tina.
No, I love it. Honestly, this is like way better than anything I could ever say.
Maybe you could take off your shirt for the end of the episode, Alex.
I mean-
Jesus Christ. Maybe we'll see how it goes. If
Can you
everything
really
goes
flex like an
Okay.
arm?
well, flex an arm.
Yeah,
okay.
flex
an arm,
It's not
Alex.
on camera.
Yeah.
Do I need to put it on camera? Should
Are you
I?
might as
stupid?
well.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You want us to describe it
or
verbally?
yeah, or you could watch our reactions.
Describing it verbally, I think, is way more offensive
That's
on
what
an
I'm
HR
saying.
level.
Yeah.
This
His
is
veins
a
are throbbing.
podcast. This is theater of the mind in a way. But all right, hang on.
Okay. Ooh.
Wow.
Dude.
Alex.
Dude.
Yeah.
And you're not
Oh
even
my
pumped
God.
right now. Did you work out this morning?
No.
Well, you're jacked, and it
Well,
was lovely.
you should flex and then it makes the honking sound. You know, that should be your go-to move as a clown.
That's actually a very
You could put a horn in your elbow.
It's actually very funny. That will be if I ever do another clown show, that'll be what I do.
Clown 1.102.
Yeah, clowning 201.
Yeah, clowning
201.
201.
Yeah.
You have to put horns all over your
Yeah.
body.
And you gotta take the shorts off.
And you gotta
but-
take the shorts
You
off.
gotta pop those shorts off.
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you, Tina Friml, comedian.
Yes.
Do you have a podcast? What else do you do?
Nothing.
Just the
Wow.
See, I love
obsessed
that.
with that.
I
Yeah,
love that.
You know, I've been like for years. I've been like threatening to have a podcast or YouTube channel or whatever, but I just don't do it. I've got no. Well, I've been on tour for 2 years.
yeah,
So
you really don't stop.
I'm finally stopping touring for like a hot minute in September, and
Nice.
then maybe I'll do something. Although not a podcast because I'm not that interesting of a person.
None of
I
us
don't
are
know.
interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's the
I don't
secret.
know. Yeah.
I think interesting people are too busy to have a podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
They're like having sex.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. They get jacked and they clown and they edit a podcast.
Oh,
And I feel like they interesting people like take a pottery class.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're more that we don't do things, we comment on other people
Yeah, and
doing
we go,
things.
why would you take a pottery class?
Yeah. You know what my friend said the other day? She said, look, find a hobby that does not involve external validation.
What a
Why?
bitch. What a fucking bitch.
No, it's true.
What a backhanded thing to say.
No, it's true.
What a clever way of saying you need a lot of external validation.
And as your friends were tired.
Can we put this up in the beginning or somewhere randomly?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram at Lizzy CASSIDY if you didn't from last time.
500 after an episode is a big showing.
It's amazing.
I'm very grateful for you guys for doing that.
And I am.
Let's do
more
it again.
grateful.
Lizzy deserves it.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm nice.
It actually helps and it's free. It
And it's
actually
free,
really,
and you can
really,
mute me. I
really
don't care.
helps.
But thank you so much for being here. We've wanted to have you for a while, and you've been requested by some of our listeners.
Have I?
Yeah, no, you have. Are you gay at all?
No. Oh. But Reddit thinks I am.
Yeah, well, Reddit
Well,
thinks everyone's
yeah.
gay and
Yeah.
autistic.
Reddit is 8th grade.
Do you do a bit like that?
No, I just said
Reddit
it.
is 8th grade.
Yeah. Everybody's gay or
Yeah.
autistic or something.
Yeah, they're all.
To them.
they're-
What is their evidence?
Well, there's a couple of me that where the title is LGBTQ plus comedian talks about so and so. I'm not talking about anything, anything remotely.
Wait, they
gay.
called you LGBTQ plus?
Yes.
Do you feel that because you have a disability, you might be
Yeah.
in the plus? I feel like that plus is
Oh,
getting
that's
wild.
it.
Yeah.
The plus
We're
is
playing
getting
it fast and
wild.
loose with the plus.
LGBTQD.
I do think there are people, I mean, it's getting wild out there, Tina. There are poly people trying to get,
Yeah.
straight polys trying to get in on the
Yeah.
plus. You know, straight.
Straight poly cis men especially
The plus.
are being like, well, I'm queer.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're adding just a gray bar to the flag. And
Yeah.
that's the gray area of it all.
Yeah, if you come to Pride, you have to be monochrome.
Yeah.
If you're like that and you're at Pride, you have to be, you can't rainbow.
Yeah.
Well, in the rainbow, because they know that all the colors, so I'm not gay. So I'm not educated, but all the colors represent one sector of it.
Yes, it's a
Yes.
horrible idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think such a slippery slope to have a symbolic thing like a flag be a literal representation. We're the only flag that does that. And it's such a bad idea.
What do you mean?
A flag is a symbolic representation so that anyone under it can look at it
Yeah.
and say that's me.
Yeah.
When you put literal representation into a symbol, it's no longer a symbol.
Yeah.
And not everyone can get under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I have a joke sometimes where I get into it by asking the audience if they think I'm gay. And a woman like one time went fucking nuts. And I was wearing this cardigan that's like black, purple, and gray. And I was like, what's going on? Like you really, and she
Oh,
was like,
shit.
she was like, you're wearing the asexual flag colors. And I was like, you have to know that this is a sweater. Like, it's like Argyle. It's not like, do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
guess you're right. Everyone reads into all the colors that Taylor Swift wears, but at this point we have so many flags, it's hard not
It's
to wear
every
one.
color is in a flag.
It's really hard not to
They
wear.
changed the
Yes.
flag again. They keep
New
adding.
flag?
And the,
I was shocked. This is the new update. But
Yeah, the
Yes,
intersex.
I've seen that.
Okay.
yeah, this is the intersex, the circle with the
that's
yellow.
the circle.
I'm pretty sure the
Okay.
brown and the black is just for black people and
I think it is.
and people of color.
Yes.
On the nose.
Which
and
is
then trans people is
And
the
then
other
trans people.
colors.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But then you're like,
What's like orange though?
Orange is, well, I was,
it
Lesbian?
didn't used to be a literal representation.
That's what I thought.
I think it
didn't
was
used to
just
be
like,
literal.
it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
a
rainbow.
spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could go on for
Right?
hours about what a bad idea this is. I mean, like, it is truly.
I mean, well, in any other flag, is any other flag literal? Like
No.
a state flag? I
Well,
The only thing
The
is like
stars and
the
stripes.
stars and stripes, but like it's very
Yes.
loose, and also it's
Yeah.
such a concrete thing. Like this is a state.
yeah.
These are the 13 colonies.
Ah,
I think the point of the rainbow is to be vague.
Actually,
Exactly.
I guess the original designer
Yeah, the original design they had to
the
change
colors
because of
have representations though.
Oh.
yeah.
And it used to have hot pink on it.
Yeah, it used to be a totally different
Oh.
flag with a kind of a lightning bolt, but they changed it because it apparently it caused visual disruption to
That
people with
sounds
visual
sick.
disabilities.
Well, here's, I guess, the flag
No.
that started all the Gilbert Baker Pride flag. This is the original one, 1977 by, shouts out Gilbert Baker, openly gay military veteran.
I hate
Shouts-
your flag, Gilbert.
Damn.
Thank you for your service. I hate your flag.
I love what you've done for the community, but it's just we've gone on way too long
But-
about this, but
Oh, sorry.
no, what is
Well,
orange?
the colors, the hot pink symbolizes sex.
Slay.
The red equals life.
That's why it's gone now.
Orange symbolizes healing. Yellow is sunlight.
Oh, so it's
Green
like the
is
Olympic
nature.
rings.
Turquoise equals magic and art. Indigo is serenity, and violet represents the spirit of
can
gay
get
people.
behind-
Why did we change
this. I
this?
love behind that.
This was so good.
I thought it was gonna be like orange is lesbians,
Yeah.
purple is
That
whatever.
would be cool.
But I like this magic and what was it, whimsy?
Yeah, magic. Yeah, magic. That
One's-
rocks.
One's magic, one's friendship, one's
Yeah, I love that.
peace.
That's beautiful. But that's exactly what I mean. Those are things we can all.
Yeah.
So how is the gay community considered a crest? Because I feel
I agree.
like
Give me 2 dicks.
Yeah.
I would
feel-
love that.
I feel like they're going for a crest, right? Like a very
Yes,
symbolic
you're right.
emblem.
You're right.
Where a flag, I think of it more like a flag, like a overall symbolic gesture.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe if
But-
we let everyone have their own crest rather than a flag,
It can be more inclusive.
Design-
it can be more
crest.
inclusive because then we're not messing with the flag. The flag is the
Yeah.
flag. Yeah. Well,
And a crest has more room for fun imagery.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, should I do my gay sex from this week?
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Also, July coming up, which is Disability Pride, I know.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, so I only just learned that like
Me
the
too.
other day. Yeah. I did research.
I learned it 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, I learned it a couple years ago. We had a wonderful guest on the podcast who I believe is paralyzed from the waist down and was reteaching. We talked about on the podcast that she was relearning how to have an orgasm, which was it's a great
Interesting.
episode with Carlene Purcell. It's 2020. It's like a long time ago, and she introduced me to Disability Pride,
Cool.
and I did not understand what it was, and I thought it was a month for disabled queer people.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Can I
And
just
it
say,
could-
like,
and them too.
I love that there is a pride now because, like, I've been more aware of March, which is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month, and I never, like, for a long time I was like, oh, so we don't get a Pride Month, we don't get History Month. You just have to be aware,
Yeah.
aware of us.
It's not even tolerance.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
Be
step
aware.
below
Just
tolerance.
know about it.
like the fire risk, you know, like just like be like there you are, yep, okay. No, but proud, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you feel
Own it.
good about it. I'm so jaded about Pride.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm very jaded.
two on the nose.
It's it's just like, I don't know, maybe because I've been out for a while, but yeah. I don't know.
Old hat.
And also all the straight people are there now, and it's just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? But anyway, I'll talk about my gay section this week. We've been Gavin, real Gabby episode. But I'm going on a date this week,
Oh my God.
and I'm in an open relationship, Tina,
Okay,
and we just do hookups. There's no
okay. You're not actually dating other. You don't polyamorous.
no, I don't have the time.
honestly.
I don't think you can have a dream and be poly.
That is, for lack of a better term, T.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
poly's the dream for a lot of people.
I do
it
think
has-
I think a lot of it is having time.
And well, you know, I've been in polyamorous relationships.
Have you?
I have. I'm not. So that's why they
Yeah.
ultimately ended But yeah, I have a very personal opinion. In theory, polyamory is great, but like logistically, it's just
A nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just how could there's not enough hours in the day,
Yeah.
literally. I mean, and also when I date someone, a huge perk of being in a relationship is that I don't have to date.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't have to
This
be
is exactly
out
what
there
I wanted to
looking.
talk about.
Yeah, I can just sit and chill.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
be a person.
Exactly.
Again.
That I have no desire to go searching for more than I have, which I
No.
think inherently makes me not a poly person.
Yeah. I was talking to a straight guy recently. Comedy, I have to know them. And he was saying, he like asked me if I think I'm going to marry my boyfriend. And I said yes. And he was like, God, like, you're never going to go on a date again? And I was like, I mean, I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
I'm never going to. Have you listened to all of comedy ever where people are like, dating is bad? I wasn't having an
Yeah.
awesome time the first time.
Yeah,
Right.
what would you date for fun?
Yeah.
That part of polyamory
Because
I
there's
don't.
the pressure of hoping this person is the one.
Yeah.
So in a way, that's what I love about being open is I have
Yeah.
no pressure. I just see someone I think is hot. I get a little injection of new relationship energy,
Which is
just
fun.
like a hit, just like
Yeah.
a fucking shot of new relationship energy. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's-
so it's a hookup in that you go on a date, you might hook up, but you're not like texting each other.
No,
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
But honestly, usually there's not even a date because I try to meet people. Now I'm going to sound like such a slut. I try to meet people where it's as one and done as humanly possible. Like no
know,
apps.
burger.
Like I meet at like a gay bar or after a show. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
like after a show or like just in the wild somehow that I can literally leave that location, go have sex, and never see them again.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And do not sleep over.
Depends.
Really?
I think if I really like the person, I've
See, I can't get away with that. I cannot sleep over without catching some kind of feeling.
something about the nighttime.
Yeah.
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 But I also can't stay if I know I don't like the person. Like my
Oh my
body
God,
like
of
rejects
course.
staying.
Yeah. No, you have to flee.
I have to flee.
You have to.
When I was single, I didn't have sex at my apartment because I couldn't handle the awkwardness of kicking someone out. But I also very often would absolutely have to flee.
that a lot of that was me too. I
Yeah.
had to really like a girl.
I also hate having a stranger in my apartment. Like this is my impression of a straight man in your apartment. He'll go like this. Oh, this is nice. Why did you put it over there? It was over there. For those of you listening, I picked up a Rubik's Cube.
I
and
have
moved
never
Right.
experienced this from the other pod. I have never experienced that.
That's all they do in your apartment.
See, I feel like when a woman is in your apartment,
Yeah.
she is making an assessment.
Well, that's why I can't have women over to my
She-
apartment because I'm like, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, no, like, I don't like people in my space. Cause,
Yeah.
I'm like, you get to see they're analyzing everything about
Yes.
me.
Yeah,
It's so much more intimate than having sex.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember when I got my first kind of nice studio where I was living by myself, and I remember bringing over like I brought over like a full blown socialist. Like I'm pretty
Yeah.
socialist. I'm pretty socialist.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't describe myself as like full blown socialist.
Yeah.
I like a little market.
Yeah.
There's a little market
Just
in
a little
me.
market of the tree.
A regulated market.
Yeah.
There's a highly regulated market
little
within me that I enjoy.
Yeah.
You dabble.
Yeah,
You dabble
I
in the
dabble.
market.
I dabble in the market. So I had a full blown socialist over, and when she saw my studio, I was like, I don't think she's gonna like me after this.
I know. I've definitely had the kind of person over where I'm like, there's a fucking Amazon box. Fuck.
Oh my God.
No.
and then they notice thing that you would never thought they would notice.
Yes.
And they're like, what's that? And it's like I panic. I'm like, oh my God, how
Yeah.
closely are you looking
Yes,
at my
exactly.
things?
Someone once commented on my Obama coffee table book. And I was like, I thought we were okay with
You're being
We're not okay with Obama?
That's so
First
funny.
black, that's how socialist you are?
Yeah.
You override the racism with the socialism?
Yeah, well,
That's crazy.
you're being perceived.
being perceived.
No.
Well, I have a date coming up and I'm nervous because I don't usually hook up with girls in New York City.
Yeah.
Because we don't bring people back to this place.
Yeah.
This is our place, me and Jen. We don't bring people here.
Right.
So I can't bring anyone over. So
Does this person know that?
not yet.
Because that would be presumptuous. To be like, just so you know, I can't. If you want to fuck me, you have to bring me to your place.
Well, I'm too direct.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not looking for love.
Yeah.
So I can just say the weirdest things up front.
Totally.
And-
I think people know that if you're in an open relationship, you're probably not going to your apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It depends.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got to talking. I was like, are you flirting with me? And she said, yes, but you have a girlfriend. And I said, it's okay. I'm open. And we texted and we set a date. And I have not been on a date.
Yeah.
What will the date entail?
Well, she's an artist.
Okay.
So she has some sort of installation, which is great
Yeah.
because
Gives
she
you something
went
to say.
so much to say.
Yeah.
So many things to do. I can pretend to have all these opinions.
What if
Totally,
it's
totally.
bad?
It
But
could be
what
bad.
if it's bad?
I'm going to fake
Can
it.
you fake it?
Oh my God, I'm going to fake it.
Wow.
I went to a liberal arts college.
Right.
You don't think I can fake it?
Yeah.
I've been faking it intellectually.
I went to arts college, so I
Right.
can't. I can't fix my face when your art is bad. I'm like,
I have not read so many books that I've talked about in class.
yeah.
I can do anything. I think I can bullshit.
What if she takes it back to her place after and they're getting hot and heavy and she's like, what do you like about it? What is it?
But that's my gay section this week. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, I want to know what happens.
Yeah, she's
and I
super
want to know
cute.
about the art.
I'll tell you guys about that.
I only care about the art.
Well, it's very heady. She said it had something. She not only makes art, but she makes art. She teaches communities art and then uses some of the stuff from their.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't totally understand it because I didn't get all the details, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. She's super cute, so it would take her. Her art would
It
have
would
to
have
be
to be
really
so
bad,
bad.
for me not to
It'd
want
have
to
to be
fuck
like
her.
racist.
Yeah.
She's gonna be listening to this.
I go
after,
to
like,
communities where they still say the N word and they paint the N word, and I'm gonna be like, "What side of this are you? What is this meant to?"
And what are they?
oh my god.
Well, Tina, did you have gay sex this week?
So not fully, partially because I'm not gay, but the closest thing that I did have to gay sex this week was I went to Vegas with a bunch of friends and we went.
Sounds straight so far, Tina. I'm not gonna lie.
It
Famously.
was sick. No, we went to Larry Flint's Hustlers Club. The
What
strip
is
club.
that?
Is a strip club, but at this particular strip club, in the second story were all the male strippers. So we went up there. We went to a male strip.
So it's sort of
club.
like clothing stores where the men's section is usually in the basement or a floor
Right, exactly.
away.
It was upstairs, it was level 2. Exactly. Go up the escalator. No, like we went up there and we went to like a male strip show, which was so straight. It kind of like overcorrected.
around.
Yeah,
came
and
back around.
explain straight in what way?
So it was okay. My friends and I talked a lot about this after. It was very much like what men think women
Yeah.
want. Like all the men, they were lovely individuals,
Women talking about
I know.
strippers.
they were all
And smart.
and they were so smart. But they were all jacks, and there was no variety. There was no thinner, some bigger, some thinner.
Yeah,
some darker.
actually,
Yeah.
when you go see female strippers, there is variety usually.
At least here in New York.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done a ton of it because it actually makes me really nervous and uncomfortable,
Me
and I
too.
hate it. But when my friends have convinced me to go, I have a friend who's a stripper also. We used to have sex actually, so whatever.
Slay.
Yeah, she's.
I'll throw a slay on the board.
She's. Shout out! I know you're watching. You're great at that.
Good
You're good
job.
at taking your fucking clothes
You
off.
are so good at all things related to that. Thank you so much for being my friend and still having sex with me. But I get nervous in that environment.
Me too.
I definitely have that whole like virtuous like I'll only go to an ethical one.
Yeah.
They are fun, like the one in Brooklyn called Pumps.
Love Pumps.
And they have variety.
Shout out to all my friends who work
they
at
have
Pumps.
a variety of girls, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Right.
But so with these guys at Larry Flint's Hustler Club, they were great, but it was kind of like one after the other, and after a while, I just kind of hit a wall of like,
Muscle.
oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all, they're all buff. They're all
Do you think
just.
it's for men? Like, do you think?
I think a lot of them have to be gay guys.
Well, they did a lot of pull-ups also on stage, which is, I mean, very like honestly, Alex, what you're talking about, I would so much rather they come and they clown. And then, like, I would so much rather they do something. I mean, I can't do a pull-up.
Yeah.
That's impressive, but it doesn't get me going.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
This is the thing about women that I don't like, straight women that I'm like, well, which is it? Because I see this kind of stuff on TikTok, and the women go ape shit for some of the more muscly kind of Magic Mike stuff. But then on the other side, I hear women like you guys being like, I want a skinny little weirdo.
Yeah,
That's what Jen likes, a skinny little weirdo.
But some people like butch women and some people like femme women.
So
women.
that was the thing. So there were all these guys, and then we were in the VIP section.
Yeah, you were.
And so we had our own attendant, our own guy, in like a nice little vest, sleeveless vest, pouring us all drinks the whole night. And we all agreed after that he was the hottest one.
Because he was working
he was
for you.
anticipating your needs.
He was just...
He was listening. He was taking
He
notes.
was just a guy. Like, he was just a really nice... Yeah, I think
But it would be
was
hard to facilitate a diverse strip club for women, for straight women, because it's like, what would they? You need a
throw one tattooed fatty in there. It's not hard. He needs a job.
But like, wouldn't he also need to listen? Like, there would need to be like a list.
No, you would just need to be funny.
Right, you'd have one stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
You'd have a guy playing the bass.
Yeah.
You'd have a bassist.
Yeah.
Show us your talent.
You'd have one guy who just, you tell him your life story and he repeats it back to you.
Perfectly.
Listen, just we'll
And with
come
insight.
up. How about we come up? We come up. They have a chair. We sit in the chair on stage, and they just grab another chair and sit down and listen. Listen to our long, prolonged story about what happened.
With
the other day.
really active listening. Like,
Yeah,
so
like-
much eye contact.
Yeah. It also, it's so like, obviously the male strip club was invented by a man because when a woman is giving a man a lap dance, it's like simulating sex. But when a man is giving a woman a lap dance, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, it's almost like reminds me of the birds that like poof their feathers and just, they're like, how about this?
They should really just like tickle your arm or something.
Yeah, they should put your hair behind your ear.
Yeah. A little forehead kiss. I think that's why I say it rounds about back. It seemed like forced heterosexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said that as a heterosexual lady. But it just seemed so. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. It all seemed very puffing up your feathers, biological. Like, oh, you like this?
Yeah.
And we're all just. I mean,
I've whenever I watch nature documentaries, I'm always like, if that peacock just actively listened.
I know. Put those feathers away, dude.
yeah, we don't need all that.
Yeah.
Although, actually, the one time I that did do something for me, the guy came in like a really nice jacket. Like he's just got.
I'm getting the sense
like,
that you're into guys who dress well.
Oh gosh, yeah, but like not just well, but like a bold. I love a bold print. You know,
Yeah.
I love when they take a risk,
Yeah.
baby. I love when they're not afraid to get a little color. No. I don't know. No khakis.
You're gonna get some
Okay.
weird DMs after this, Tina. You're gonna get
Send me-
some absolutely dressed up men in your.
Yeah, no nudes.
Yeah.
Don't send me nudes. Send me outfits.
I don't want to like pigeonhole you as a performer, but I do. I have a disability too. You're on a way higher level than I am.
It's a lifestyle.
But I do have a lot of disabled listeners, and I'm curious,
Yeah.
like with the with the dating scene, like I don't know. I think it overlaps with queerness in an interesting way because, like, I think in some people's brains, they're like, I can't date a trans person,
Yeah.
or I can't
Yeah.
date someone. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like disability. Look, I don't know. Jen is like so kind with me about mine. But if I had to be upfront with somebody and be like, hey, there are going to be days where I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
And you're doing literally all of any task that requires bending over,
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that would be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
But with dating with a disability, I feel like maybe similar to queer dating in that it filters people. Like in a
Oh.
positive way.
100%. Well, I always say that like it is a filter because I only get to meet top shelf people. You know, like I mean, I have been on dates that I thought went well, and we got a drink and chit chatted, and it was lovely, and like we really connect. And then at the bitter end, they say, "You're great. I can't do this." And they actually have an Uber coming for me. Like it's like a scene on The Bachelor. Like it's like
Yeah.
your car is coming.
I can't do this.
Yeah, one guy.
Not like I don't feel like a romantic spark.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a
just-
far
I
way.
can't.
Yeah.
I've never dated someone with a disability. I don't think I can. Straight up. I mean, he
Wow.
was this guy that said that so bluntly. I mean, he was German, so maybe.
Yes,
I
yes.
thought maybe he's just like that.
No, that is actually
Yeah.
German on so many levels.
I spent 10 days in Germany in April, so I've made myself an expert in German people, and that's so what they would do.
Well, not only is it blunt, but it is a little eugenicsy.
yeah.
Well, you know, I was upset, obviously, and I called my friend in tears, and my friend said, "Well, Tina, this might be cut. I don't know." But it was like, "Well, Tina, I like German people, they don't have the best track record at being kind to disabled people." And that was...
Why would we have to cut that? That's hilarious.
And true.
the
That
truest
was-
thing.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that finally got me laughing. Like,
Yeah.
finally, like, got me out of the hole that I mean, it was so crazy
Yeah.
to hear someone say that.
I mean, I guess if there's a silver lining there, at least they put themselves in a new position. I know it's not fair to you,
Yeah.
like at all, But I feel like the flip side is there's a lot of people out there who are like, I don't know if I could do that. And they could.
Yeah.
Did the person
Right.
know that you were disabled before you went on the date?
No. And that's the thing. So I'm not on the apps anymore, but like when I was, I never knew whether to put it on my profile or mention it in the texting or just like wait and like wait until the date and they rock up and I'm like, but I mean, I've done
that's really
that.
tough.
I've done that where like I didn't mention it until the date and I've had awful dates where when they realize it's all that they can talk about and they're just like asking, it's almost like they're caught off guard, so they're trying to ask, they're trying to overthink it. And I mean I've had a guy that I did that to, and he said, so how many guys that you date are like okay with you being disabled? And I'm like, oh, I like 80%.
Yeah.
And he goes, really? Like
Whoa.
it was like way
Holy
too
shit.
high. So, I mean, yeah.
But I would think if you state it in a profile, the same way that you state it when you're in the wild,
Right.
because
right.
like, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
it draws maybe a better
yeah.
I feel like the only thing that I can think of that sort of compares to this is like I am not a thin person by any means. I can't call myself a fat person online because then fat people are like, you're not a fat person either. But I'm something.
you're fat?
Thank you. You're
So bad.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad word anymore. So everyone can say it to me.
I was gonna say you look great.
By the way, people who are like, thank you, but
Yeah,
people
like
who
you
are
look
like,
very like snatched in
Thank
this
you.
outfit. I don't want to be weird.
I appreciate it. But people who are like, fat's not a bad word anymore. This is such a quick aside. But we'll be like someone messaged me and was like, hey, will you do my show Fat Girls Comedy? And I was like, I showed it to Maddie Wiener and we both decided the response should be, hey, just so you know, this is mean in real life. Anyway, the thing that I feel like is almost similar just in the dating way is like, my first instinct when I was on dating apps were to pick photos where I looked very thin. And I realized I was going on better dates if I picked photos where I didn't. Because it was like, now I'm showing up to the date where people are like attracted or interested in me. I'm not pretending, you know, like not whatever, that's the wrong word, but like I'm showing them everything that I am. And they're like, yeah, that's what I'm into.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And I did the same thing with
Exactly.
comedian. Like I wasn't putting comedian at first and then I did put
Right,
it.
right.
And I
Yeah.
felt like I was going on less dates, but I was going on better ones.
Well,
Right.
And no,
Less
like,
and better is so much
Yeah.
better.
yeah. And I meant like now that I'm a pretty large comedian online, if I were to date someone and they don't know that I'm disabled, it's kind of, now it's like, well, you didn't really do your homework.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. We're all Googleable
Totally.
now.
Yeah.
But also, so in my early 20s, I used to get so offended at the idea that people would not date me because I'm disabled. But now it's kind of like, well, no, it's like everyone has their preferences and everyone has the things that they just like can't romantically wrap their head around. And like, I now no longer even kind of look at it like it's offensive or closed-minded or whatever. It's just kind of like, okay, like, you know, almost like, oh, I'm not into blondes.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I don't know. No, it's just kind of like, good for you for knowing something about yourself.
Yeah. There's also something to be said for like, I don't want to date someone who's trying to wrap their head around anything about me.
It's-
You know what I mean? Like, if you're on the
Period.
fence about
Yeah.
the way I look or the way I talk or what I do, whatever, I don't want to have to convince you that that's an okay thing to be with, you know?
Yeah.
There's also just when you go into a relationship, there's enough wrapping your head around
Yeah.
all the internal things
Absolutely.
that we bring and
Yeah.
learning to be with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to do surface level stuff with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I have dated people where the thing that does get under my skin is when, say, I make a mess or whatever, I do something, and I've had people who I was actively dating say to me that, like, normally that would really bother me, but it's okay. It's okay that you're doing it because you're disabled, and for whatever reason, that really gets to me.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I'm at a lower standard, and it's like, well, like, I'll talk to them and spit on them, or like spit on their face. It sounds so hot. No, but like, I think it was that like I was talking to someone and I spit on them, and I was actively like in a relationship with them. And he said, "Oh no, I mean actually with another person, like with anyone else, I would be grossed out. But you're disabled, so it's okay."
It's so weird to not say with anyone else I'd be grossed out, but you're my girlfriend.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because
You know,
we've
you would
swapped
think.
fluids
You
so
would-
If
many
my boyfriend
times.
is talking to me and he spits on my face, I wouldn't be grossed out because he has come in my face.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Honestly, this is a nice break.
Yeah, a little spit.
Yeah, just a little holy water.
It's just crazy that guy couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a total lack of self-awareness,
Yeah.
actually, in a weird way.
I mean, I'm glad at least that he was honest about it, so you could know that about him. But
yeah.
Yeah, well, and again, the older that I get, it's just in general, the older that I get, the more that I appreciate brutal honesty.
yeah.
Like, even if it's so off color, like,
Yeah.
I just say it. Like, just say it.
Well, because that's if you are going to have real conversations and real movement forward, honesty is like the prerequisite.
But
So in a weird way, as offensive as sometimes this stuff is, it's at least someone willing to share and willing to learn.
Yeah, and it does give you the opportunity, like in that situation. I don't know if this might not be how you felt about it, but this is how I feel about it. It gives you the opportunity to be like, hey, you don't have to infantilize me, or you don't have to be condescending about
Right,
this
exactly.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can be honest about your feelings, and theoretically that can make it
Exactly.
a better relationship.
When someone brings honesty, you trust that they're at least willing to have
Yeah.
feedback.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're brutally honest and not willing to have feedback, then that's a
and
whole
some people are like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and you should break up with
Yeah.
them.
And yeah, exactly. I've met those people.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So this might be more a therapy issue, but I actually, like, the older that I get, the more I have this low grade paranoia that even like my closest friends, like, not infantilize me, but kind of like, I'll have really good friends and we're chit-chatting all the time, and then I'll just happen to hear them talking to someone else, like another friend, and they have a different tone of voice. They have a lower, more serious tone of
Whoa.
voice. And I actually, like, I get a little bit paranoid, would be the right word, that like, oh my gosh, people kind of like, I think it's not just being disabled, but I'm like a very cheery, bubbly person.
Right.
And I kind of wonder, I kind of get moments that I wonder, are people kind of mirroring me?
I think we all mirror each other
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
conversation, so it is kind of tough to
see which
we're
thing
always
it is.
code switching.
Yeah, because I was thinking about, like, there are
Yeah.
definitely ways in which, like, recently I was hanging out with a group of boy comedians, and I was like
Boy
throwing
comedian.
out, you know.
Yes.
And then a girl I'm friends with who's a comic that is like very, like, we're girls together, like we like have dinner and talk about reality TV together. She walked up and I was like, I'm a like completely different person.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, both of these people are who I am.
Right.
So I feel like that would make it difficult to tell if they are changing the way they're talking to you because you're disabled, or if it's more about who they're talking to now.
I would bet it's that second
Yeah.
one. I bet we're all just kind of doing
And
that.
even if they are,
Especially if they're a close friend.
yeah, and even if they are a little bit, it's like they still might
that,
know what I
that,
mean?
That shred of like,
You know what I mean? We all have bias within us, and it's
Yeah.
not necessarily something that we like and something that we agree with.
Right.
You know, like they still might 95, 96%
yeah.
be a great friend to you, but they're still working on certain parts.
Well, because one of the things that I noticed is they talk ever so slightly slower to me, even like some good friends I have. And again, it's maybe I think it's maybe a gray area of all these things that we mirror each other, and there is a little bit of subconscious, sort of biases and thought things that are coded into us that we don't want to admit. I don't know, but like every now and then I'll hear my friend talking to someone else, and it's just like a whole another tone that they're taking in it. Yeah, kind of like.
Do you think she's gonna hear this episode? Your friend.
Actually, well, you know what?
Do you want me to send this to her?
Yeah. We can post this clip.
We
and you
can-
can just tag
we can-
everyone.
this clip.
We can immediately DM it to her. Well, that's the thing. It's actually like not even one friend. It's like collectively.
collectively.
Kind of a
Yeah.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's unsafe to say that it totally could be.
Yeah, especially if it's multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being like so vulnerable.
Oh my god.
No,
Well,
it's really thoughtful. I appreciate it.
good. I mean,
And it's something people should be aware of.
Yeah.
So that's the other funny thing, actually, because since I'm a comedian, like, people don't. Like, I'm such a serious person.
Yeah.
Right. No, I
Yeah,
know.
totally.
I'm like, can we talk about this? Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that your head?
No.
Oh.
We fixed that problem.
Did it hit the corner?
Not quite.
No? Oh, okay. good.
That's
That
exactly
one-
what I did. Now I did it twice. Can we? Sorry. Say what you're
No,
thinking.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Lizzy, did you have gay sex this week?
Yeah, I did.
Wait, what?
No, I didn't actually, but I can't believe I haven't brought this up yet. But hey, this might be a little offensive, but my boyfriend and I do a thing that we call having lesbian sex.
I love that. No, I don't think that's
It's
offensive at
all-
all. I am saying this
Oh my god.
to men all the time. You need to fuck like lesbians.
It's all hand and mouth stuff.
All hand in mouth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes, like we're in the kind of relationship where, like we were talking about, we're very honest with each other. So sometimes one of us will say to the other, like, we haven't had sex in 5 days.
Right.
Or like, and there's no like, there's no emotion behind that. It's not a positive or negative thing. It's just like, hey, it's notable.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
usually it's a little more often or whatever. And sometimes one of us will be like, well, we had lesbian sex 3 days ago.
That's
What and I think it's fun.
Oh my god! Not only do I
and
think
both
it's
of us
fun,
really like it, and we probably do it as often as we have regular straight penetrative sex.
but it's crazy to me
Regular
that you would
sex.
even think that you haven't had sex in so many days
Yeah.
because it's like
but it's
coming
so
in
drilled.
someone's mouth is
I know.
pretty much.
I
Like,
know,
I
but
mean,
it's so drilled
man.
into the heteronormative mind that
Yeah.
like penis in vagina
We
sex is
haven't
sex.
penetrated in 5 days.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? I should say that.
we have not penetrated in 7
You
days.
haven't inserted yourself into me.
We haven't done it the way God intended.
We've been using virgin loopholes for 2 weeks.
Yeah. But it's like, it's great.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Always.
Is there a man out there that a lot of women like fingering?
Yeah.
Like outside fingering.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
we have a
oh, yeah.
debate here on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Is fingering inside, outside, or both?
Well,
All
both.
of the above.
Both.
I agree.
But like inside, it brings me back to college.
Yeah.
If it's just inside, it brings
Just
me.
inside.
Just
is crazy.
inside is crazy. Let's. We have not. We
If
have
you
not
don't know
broached
this
on the
yet,
pod.
just inside is fucking nuts,
If you're
dude.
only fingering inside, what the fuck is going on?
And just one.
Just one.
Just
and
what?
just holding it there.
Like a Mormon, soaking your finger, just getting it pruny.
Yeah, I just want, because for a long time, that's what I visualized
Yes.
whenever I thought of fingering.
Totally.
Right, and that's the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. But, yeah, no, definitely, like, inside, outside, inside, I'm on that.
You
Yeah.
gotta go
Yeah.
for the combo, I think,
Go
almost
for
all
the
the time.
Go for the
combo.
combo.
Unless someone, really doesn't like penetration, in which case
I was gonna say if you're unsure at all, the safe thing to do I think would be all outside.
I agree. When in doubt, touch the clit.
When in doubt, touch the clit.
Yeah. Like, just
That's
anywhere.
so easy.
Yeah.
That's your North Star.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, are there any men who are people with penises who just want a hand job? Like,
Sometimes my boyfriend.
damn.
Not as a rule for his whole life, but sometimes also I'm really good at hand jobs.
Really?
Yeah. And I know that like people say that about themselves and it's not true. Almost every man I've dated has been like, if it's you, I'm cool with just a hand job.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You're getting under the balls is what you're doing.
Sorry?
Not butthole.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
under the balls.
There's like
the taint.
the taint.
The taint.
So what they really mean is touch my taint.
Yeah, while you're jerking them off.
So
In like a specific way.
what the fuck, dude? I don't even touch taint. Like if I'm accidentally.
I don't know. I don't have one, so I don't really know. Like,
Yeah, you do.
no, I don't have a penis.
Oh, sure.
So I haven't had a hand job that involves taint.
Right.
But also, I think people with different genitals have different taints.
That's the big guns.
Yes, they do.
There's like there's more penis behind the balls before you hit taint.
There's
Does that make
more
sense?
penis behind the balls
You're
before
gonna need to
you hit
elaborate.
taint.
Alex, do you know what I'm talking
The
about?
root. You're talking about the root?
I think
The root
I do kind
chakra.
of. Yes.
I'm so glad we got
Yes, but
Alex, tell them I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I've personally never been given
He's lying.
one like this.
He's lying.
I've never been given
You've
one
done
like
it to
this.
yourself. You
Okay,
all have.
But I do know there is like, it's almost like a phantom extension. It is like a root. Yes.
Yeah. No, I get it because
But it is-
the top part of your clit can feel
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
You
Well,
can touch
exactly.
yourself totally above
Yeah.
clit and it hits that root.
It's ignored sensation that often ignored sensation.
Also,
Yes.
as someone who touches it, I don't think it's that phantom. It feels like penis.
It feels like penis.
Yes.
What? Wait, that you lost me.
There's
there.
two
You
in
can
there.
you can feel where
That's why men go so far in when they're measuring.
you can feel like the
You-
hardness.
Actually, you can actually
yes.
feel like
You can feel where it
you
turns
can-
to taint because it stops being hard.
you can feel
turns to
something.
taint is something I never need to hear again.
Turn to God.
Actually, now that you
Oh my
mention
god,
it,
turns to taint.
now that you mention it,
You know what I'm talking
do
about.
Actually, can feel.
You can
something
feel it.
under. Like,
Yeah. So you got to get in
beneath the
there,
skin.
and then I don't really know how to explain it. There's definitely like a pressure involved in the actual jerking off of the penis.
Cool.
It's a
So can I
golden
ask you more
buzzer.
technical questions?
Yeah. The other piece of advice for people who give hand jobs to people with penises, tell them you think it's hot if they jerk off onto you at some point, and just do it how they do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, copy their technique.
Just copying
their technique.
Copy and paste.
Yeah.
I totally. This is not just for. This is for all genitals.
Yes.
Every genital, be like, you do you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think especially if it's a genital you don't have, sometimes you need a tutorial.
I don't know. Sometimes clits are just
Yeah.
like they
Totally.
so different on everybody.
Well, I feel like a lot of people could take that advice because I've definitely offered that tutorial
Yeah.
and have people been like, no.
They don't want to do it, or they don't want to watch.
It's vulnerable.
They don't want to watch.
Oh.
What?
Huh.
Yeah, they just
I
like,
love women.
No,
can I
okay.
just
Yeah.
say? Can I just say right now? I love women.
Me too.
I love women. I don't think there's a woman out there that would be like, I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, maybe that's where I'm going wrong.
Yeah, I do think that's
I'm not having enough gay sex.
that
You
feels
need to have
very
more gay
much like
sex.
a man being like, but what's in it for me? And it's like, I don't know, you get to watch a hot girl jerk off. What's
Yeah.
in it for you?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, that would be
Touch
like
your
a
dick,
nice-
dummy.
So wait, can I just ask a couple clarifying questions?
Yeah,
So
sure.
you're jerking,
Yeah.
the way that he jerks, which is not like this.
Kind of.
what I'm
or,
doing
or
right
at least
now.
like
by the way,
inspired
it's
by the
not
way that
this.
he does.
It's not this small. This is a very. This
Yeah.
is a spaghetti.
Yeah.
Underhand throw.
Yeah, underhand.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. I don't know. Is
no,
it?
it's like that. Because usually I'm laying down.
Okay.
Oh,
and then you
behind
get a
the shoulder.
hand behind the balls.
Yep.
And you're digging.
No, it just kind of chills there.
Oh, you're just applying some.
Some
sorry,
light
I don't know what I'm
light
talking
pressure.
about.
Light
Some
pressure.
pressure.
Yeah.
Light pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. And with like a couple fingers or
One.
just one.
Yeah. But you're also kind of cupping the balls with that hand.
You're cupping. I'm just trying to get
You're
your cupping.
multitasking. Multitasking. But-
So you're holding like my hand on the microphone is
Yep.
the penis,
Don't. Okay.
and then you're like cupping
So
and touching.
a little
with
bit
the other
like
one.
if you're holding a computer mouse upside down.
Okay.
You're clicking. You're clicking.
Thank God
and
I'm a
you're
millennial.
Yeah.
And you're clicking and you're scrolling.
Okay. Oh, you're
Yeah.
click-
You're
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know what? It's like that. It's
Okay.
like
That's
that.
perfect.
And the
Yeah.
button is the taint.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like double clicking
Okay.
on something, and you're moving it around.
Me playing video games. you're actually fingering kind of.
You are. I was gonna say you are kind of.
It's kind of like a
fingering.
finger.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
But you
I
can't
see-
tell them
yeah.
that.
No.
I mean, my boyfriend would be fine with it. He calls it lesbian sex. He doesn't care, but
Well, Lizzy, that was amazing.
thanks.
Thank you for
So
sharing that.
insightful.
Tina, where can people find you and what do you want people to know?
Yeah, they can find me all over YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And I've got only a handful of touring dates coming up. Just I'll be like in Dallas and Pennsylvania and all over, and then I'm just kind of like quitting touring for like half a year or
Amazing.
something.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So really just like
You got to see
follow
Tina
me.
now is
Yeah.
basically what it
See me
is.
right now. See me
Is
right
it,
now.
what are you on Instagram? Is it just Tina Friml?
Yep, just my name at Tina Friml. Easy. But
There's
it's-
not many vowels in that.
No, it's
Yeah.
FRIML.
Yeah.
Less than
It's
you'd
like,
think.
Less than
it's
you'd
like,
think.
It's like an app, you know.
That's exactly the spelling.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for
you
being
guys.
vulnerable, and yeah, it was just really
And
fantastic.
yeah.
And you as well, Lizzy. That was.
And shout
wi-
out to my boyfriend for being vulnerable.
I love when we have that kind of thing. And then
Yeah.
I've got a lot of big dates coming up. Boston is almost sold out. We're about to add another Seattle show. But Chicago, DC, Minneapolis, those tickets are like halfway gone. So get on them. And I can't wait to see you guys. Toronto, Montreal. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. And then as always, donate to the Patreon. This episode was an epic. I think, what do we do, an hour and a half?
Yes.
So
Oh.
you're going to get like probably at least 20 to 30 bonus minutes.
Yeah.
Is that not enough for you? Listener?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah. A disabled woman just asked you. Are you not entertained?
I do this for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's getting none of this. But go to patreon.com/WHGS to theoretically pay Tina $1.
Thank you. I'll feel it in my heart. I'll feel it
It's
in
the
my.
thought that counts, and it's the only thing that counts
Yeah.
for Tina.
I'll feel
this
it in my
donation.
taint.
But we pay Lizzy with that money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thanks.
And also plug your stuff, Lizzy.
Yeah,
And
plug your stuff.
also, thanks to the like 500 of you that followed me on Instagram after the last
Let's
episode.
fucking go.
Love
Oh, you made it to
you.
10K?
Lizzy to 10K.
Lizzy at 10K?
But I have not made it yet.
Oh my
So,
god.
where are you
The
at?
rest of you have to. Almost 9,700.
Can we put this? Can we put this up in the beginning, or somewhere randomly?
Okay.
Almost mid sentence.
Okay.
So
I'll put
that
this over
in the
where I
taint
flex.
stuff.
I'll put this where I flex so
No, keep
anyone
that
curious.
in.
No.
Yeah, Lizzy really enjoyed that, Alex.
Put it in the middle of the taint
that
stuff?
was
People are
pretty
going to
good.
listen to that.
Alex
That's
is gonna
pretty
get some
good.
taint stuff after showing that.
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
From me.
I want to learn.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Wasn't that great? Wasn't that just a classic? I love those episodes where it's so funny, but also really, really thoughtful. I've said this thousands of times. Isn't this such a good podcast? Like, it's crazy how good this podcast is. I'm really proud of that.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's a good pod. Thank you guys for making it possible. Patreon.com/WHGS. I miss my girlfriend right now. My girlfriend's in Belize on a girls' trip with her friends. They're probably fucking, and that's fine because we're open.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't really have a gay thought. I feel like I should start giving kidney updates about Fulton. A lot of you guys have written in about him. He's okay. I mean, he's dying for sure, but we're trying to stop that from happening. Thank you. Patreon.com/WHGS.